You know, me personally, man, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 is hands down, in my opinion, the best skateboarding game ever created in the history of the world. So in today's episode of The Brady Show, we're going to be ranking every park in this game from worst to best. Anyways, what's poppin' peeps? It's your boy Brady from the BR80 Show featuring Baby Brady himself. Full-time hitman, part-time retro gamer. Fuck out of here, my boy. I'm a full-time retro gamer. And today, I mean, as you know, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, I absolutely love this game. It's my favorite skateboarding game of all time. We're gonna be ranking all the parks in this game, not the creative parks, not the created parks that are already made in the park editor, just the default 12 parks that came with this game, and we're gonna be doing the PS2 edition. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Coming in at number 12, my least favorite park in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Burnside. Now, listen, man, I know some people find this one to be a classic, but for me personally, I never played this one. You know, I grinded this game out. I sat for hours upon hours as a kid playing this game, and I barely ever remember playing Burnside. It was always any of the other parks that I would pick. But Burnside, it's a pretty small park with obviously ramps, rails, but in my opinion, man, it's just not as, it doesn't even come anywhere close to number 11, honestly. Like, it's just not, in my opinion, a good park. The flow, you can't really flow with combos in there, in my opinion, personally. But, you know, there's always got to be a worse park, and I know a lot of people like this one, but I'm sorry, man. Me personally, Burnside, it's just not for me, man. Next up, we have number 11, Skater Island. Now, this one is another hot take. Listen, like, all of these parks have the certain people that absolutely love them, and I'm sorry, but Skater Island, in my opinion, if you really think about it, man, it's just a basic ass indoor skate park with ramps, rails. It's definitely better than Burnside. And yes, I know you can go outside, but I just don't know how to do it. I've seen it in videos and shit, but I don't know how to get outside. But I mean, Skater Island, man, it's just another one of those basic ass parks. It's definitely bigger than Burnside, which I appreciate. It has better flow, which I appreciate. And the whole indoor skate park kind of vibe, it is pretty good. I do enjoy that because, you know, as a kid, I always have wanted to go to indoor skate parks, but I've never had the chance to go. I've always had to go to like some shitty one in my town or whatever, but indoor skate parks are cool and all. Skater Island is not a bad map. Definitely better than Burnside, but sorry, man, it's number 11. Now, number 10, this is a very, very unique one. Cruise ship. I mean, it is what do you think it'd be? It's a cruise ship. It is a very cool atmosphere, a very cool theme for a skate park in the Tony Hawk games. I really do like this map, honestly. It is kind of nice. The flow is pretty decent. You can do a lot of good combos on it. You can go around the whole cruise ship. There's a very cool spot in the middle where there's the slide with the pool. I mean, you cannot forget the slide in the pool. Also, like, you know, maybe if you're grinding on the edge of the ship and then you accidentally fail and you fall into the water. I like that part too. You know, it's a long drop into the water. As well as, you know, something I never knew before I started to, you know, get gameplay for this video is you can destroy these cakes. I never knew that. And I was like, yo, why is there a random ass cake here? You can destroy the cakes, and that's honestly kind of cool to me. But cruise ship is definitely not a bad map at all. I do really like the vibe of it. It is very unique. Definitely better than the past two we've talked about. And from here on out, the parks in this game get pretty fucking decent. So stay tuned. Coming in at number 9, we got Tokyo. Now this one I played a lot as a kid. I love the way this park is laid out, the level design. The crowd, you know, cheering you on as you complete tricks, and if you fuck up a trick, like the crowd boos or whatever. I love the loops in this park as well. There's a few loops you can go in, a lot of cool, you know, little set pieces here and there that it's just very fun to skate. You know, it's a pretty decently small map, kind of a little bit bigger than Burnside, I would say. But it's definitely still a very good one, very fun. The atmosphere, the colors, is awesome in this map. I really love it. And one thing I really remember doing as a kid was activating always special cheats and moon physics cheats. And I would go up onto that red little kind of ramp that's hanging in the middle from like the ceiling or whatever. And I would launch all the way up to the left, and I would go and clip through over the kind of the roof of the building, and we entered the secret skate park. That glitch as a kid was always one of my most favorite glitches in this entire game. But Tokyo, man, it's a really good park in my opinion. Number 8, we have Roswell. Now this one is very cool. I really like this one. I love how the Tony Hawk series likes to not really be realistic. You know, it's more of an arcadey type of game. I like how it's not super realistic and it's more leans toward the fun aspect of things. But Roswell is set in this top secret area. We don't know exactly where it is. It's in the middle of the desert is what it looks like. And there's aliens. There's aliens in the background. There's this little hallway where you can see an alien on like an operating bed. And then there's this another little section where you can go into this kind of bowl that you can skate in, and you see like spaceships and like army, like Humvees. It is very cool. And not only because of those extra little cool things, because of the theme of the park, the park is just fun to skate in general. There's a lot of really good ramps, a lot of cool, you know, combo variations that you can figure out there. A lot of rails. It's a lot of fun to do. The flow is very nice. And honestly, Roswell is definitely one of the better maps in this game. I'm a fan. Coming in at number 7, Rio. Now this one is another one I remember playing a lot as a kid. I love Rio. It is a very good map. It is pretty basic. You know, it's set in this kind of this little town here. There's a skate park. There's this you know, street on the outside that you can skate in that I really enjoy. I like going in the streets, you know, hopping on the cars and shit like that. And then the skate park in the middle is also just very good. It is very, very good. It has one of the best flow kind of combo lines that you can do in the series, going around the outside of the park. Very good line that you can do there, as well as in the middle. There's just a lot of fun stuff to skate in this park, as well as I really do remember as a kid as well. You know, the first time I found that secret bowl in the back alleyway, you had to break through the fence. Man, some good ass memories, man. Just this level in general is very good. I really love the setting, as well as kind of the overlook past the fence on the other side of the road is very, very beautiful. So Rio, it's a good ass map, I'm not gonna lie. Now we're moving on to the absolute classics, in my opinion. Number 6, Canada. Bro, oh my gosh, man. Canada, what is there to say about Canada? The lines are amazing. The setting in the wintertime is awesome. I really love that. The whole vibe of this map, there's a lot of good attention to detail here, man. You know, the people, that one dude with his tongue stuck on the pole, the other random pedestrians around the map, the skate, you know, set pieces, like that big ass tree trunk in the middle that you can, you know, grind up on. Oh my gosh, man. There's so many fun things in this map that I always find myself coming back to Canada, man. Every time I pop this game in, I always find myself coming back to Canada. It's just an amazing map. The only snow map in this game. I love when games, especially, you know, kind of arcadey skateboard games, kind of try to implement different, you know, seasons into their parks, which is very awesome. I really love Canada, man. It is definitely one that I have a lot of memories with. Now, between number 6 and number 5, there was a pretty hard decision in my opinion, but number 5 came out on top just a tiny bit more for me. Number 5, Foundry. Now, why would I like Foundry a tiny bit better than Canada? Now, honestly, I love Canada's vibe better than Foundry, but Foundry is just the starter map in this game. And I remember I played this map so much as a kid. It's a very condensed kind of small map, but it has so many extra little tiny things here and there that you can do. Going up on the top, catwalks, on the top there. It's not really super fun to skate up there, but it is very cool little detail, as well as just the whole setting being in the foundry with like fire everywhere and like that big ass lava pot that pours lava down, the construction workers around. The lines in this map are phenomenal, by the way. I love the lines in this map. They're a little bit better than Canada, but in overall, like Foundry, like also the sounds in the background of the machinery and stuff, I really love that. And Foundry is just such a classic for me. It comes out on top a little bit more than Canada, because I do find a little bit more nostalgia with Foundry than Canada. But man, Foundry, man, holy, such a good map. Also, before we continue, if y'all are enjoying the video, please hit the like button down below. I'd appreciate that a lot, as well as if you enjoy retro gaming content on The Brady Show, we post once a week over here with a couple live streams as well every single week. So go ahead and subscribe if you're interested. Let's get on to number 4. Now this one is actually an absolute classic. Number 4, Los Angeles. Now, if I was to describe Los Angeles, I would say this is Rio, but a million times better. It's still in the same kind of setting as Rio. It's in this kind of little town here with cars running around, or not running around, but driving around, pedestrians, a lot of cool skate areas. But in my opinion, it's just better than Rio. I love the cars, the streets, by the way. The shops that you see around this place are very unique, very cool. You cannot forget, of course, about the skating in this park. It's there's so much cool stuff to skate in this game. Sorry, I'm fucking stumbling on my words, but it's just an amazing map overall, as well as the colors in this map. Such a huge variety of colors in this map that really stick out to me, especially in that open area with like that purple, those purple like kind of ramps and like those like purple like balls. It kind of reminds me of like those big ass like red balls you used to see at Target back in the day as a kid. You know what I'm talking about, man. I know you know what I'm talking about. And then that one yellow kind of piece with the hole in it that you can jump through. Really love that kind of thing. That kind of shit. Man, Los Angeles is as well as a super memorable, nostalgic park for me, and it has to be number 4, man. It's so good. Let's take a quick fiver here. If he's snoring, if you're wondering who's snoring, it's his fault. Oh, man. All right, the top 3. What is my number 3 spot? This one is an absolute classic, straight from Pro Skater 1, Warehouse. I mean, this one is such a fucking classic, man. You cannot beat Warehouse. It is so basic. Let's be real. It is so basic, but that is what makes it so memorable and so good, honestly. You don't need to have crazy things to really be memorable. And this one is super basic. It's just set in this warehouse. The vibe of it is very cool. Just skating in this warehouse with a lot of cool ramps, a lot of rails. Well, there's not really a lot of rails. There's a couple, but it's still such a fun time. Pretty small park, but the lines you can do are very cool. There's a lot of fun you can have with this map, man. I mean, it's just a classic, and it's one that they took from Pro Skater 1 and they remade for Pro Skater 3, and it's even better than ever before, man. And even when it's in Underground 2, later on down the line, that adds a whole extra layer to it, and that's even way better. But Warehouse, man, we can't deny that it's a classic, and it's got to be my number 3. All right, coming in at number 2, this one may be a surprise. Airport. Number 2 is Airport for me. Now, if you really think about it, having a skate area as an airport is a super good idea, and they execute it perfectly in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. They execute it perfectly. Number 1, you can go into that little baggage area, secret, like right at the start to the right of you, and then there's like that helicopter and shit. That's super cool. I love that. And just in general, like this park is kind of laid out in a straight line, and it has like little downslopes where the escalators go down, and then you kind of go down into like the baggage area and shit. and it's kind of like laid out in kind of like a straight line. You kind of go back and forth and whatnot. But it is a very good map. I mean, it is one of the best in all of the Tony Hawk series, in my opinion. There's a lot of cool attention to detail as well, with the plane sounds that you can hear, and I'm sure you can see planes, you know, taking off in the background and landing. And as well as if you don't have music on, you can hear over the announcements some little funny details and shit like that over the announcements. And this map, as well as the vibe, like I love the vibe of this map. It's kind of like a super bright, kind of white and red vibe, I would say. Like the two colors I see the most is white and red. I don't know if that's just me, but that's what I see. White and red go really good together. I love the glossy floors in airports. You know, it kind of reflects, and you can see it reflects. And I think I watched a behind the scenes video where what they did for that look is they duplicated the entire map and then flipped it upside down to make it look like it has that glossy effect, kind of reflective effect, I guess you could say. But Airport is an amazing map. The tons of pedestrians walking around, the security scanners you can jump over. Everything, man, about this map is fucking phenomenal. I absolutely love Airport, but there is one map that I would say is a million times better than Airport. Number 1, Suburbia. Now, if you've been with me for a while on the channel, on the Brady Show, you know, man, Suburbia is my favorite Tony Hawk map of all time. Not only in just Pro Skater 3, but of all time. Out of every Tony Hawk game, Suburbia is my all-time favorite. It is such a unique map, man, if you really think about it. It's set in this little suburb area, of course, called Suburbia. There's this little construction zone you can go over to. There's this cool little kind of upper middle class looking house that has this cool little skate park in the back. You can get on the roof of the house as well. I love that. And then there's this other little kind of construction zone area. It's kind of like this weird ass bowl that's in the ground. There's another house you can go up onto. And of course, one of the highlights is the trailer park of this map. The trailer park is very cool. I'm a fan of it. It just has such a huge variety in this map, man. And we cannot forget the most important and memorable part of this map is the fucking haunted house that you can go into the backyard of the haunted house. You can skate up in there. You can go inside the haunted house and see, like, you know, bats flying out from the window. You can see a floating fucking piano and books, I think, floating piano and books, and you can jump out into the street again. And man, this level has so much personality, so much character. And the last and final thing, you cannot forget about the killer ice cream truck. I mean, there's an ice cream truck that roams around in a circle in the middle of the map that is out for blood. And that just tops it off, honestly. That tops this whole level off. I mean, holy shit, man. This level is fucking phenomenal. Suburbia will always be my favorite Tony Hawk level of all time. I have such amazing memories, so much nostalgia. This is the one level I remember playing as a kid. Every time I popped in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, this is the level that I remember playing. And you can't beat Suburbia, in my opinion. It's a phenomenal park. Well, and there you have it, guys. That is my list of every park in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, ranked worst to best. Let me know in the comments down below, how would you rank the parks in this game from worst to best? I'm really curious. I would love to know. And also, if you want to roast me in the comments, or, you know, start an argument with me about, you know, some of my picks, go ahead in the comments. I love talking to you guys, no matter what the case is. So yeah, man, let me know in the comments if you enjoy videos like this. Like I said, we post retro gaming once per week over here. Me and the homeboy baby Brady, the side character of the show. What's going on, man? I'm sorry I didn't say anything earlier. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Brady. Got a few days off work, so I'm gonna spend it playing some retro games.
It's good to hear. Well, I'm glad. Got a couple of days off work. You know, being a hitman, I'm sure isn't really an easy job. So I'm sure you appreciate the few days off. Fuck out of here. But yeah, man, I hope you appreciate and enjoy this video. It would mean a lot to me. The road to 1,000 subscribers is upon us. So if you'd love to join the journey on The Brady Show and stay tuned to some of the best retro gaming content on the platform of YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time on The Brady Show. Peace out, peeps.
Welcome to the Retro Gaming Show. My name is B, you already know. We review games either bad or good. By this point, I think you understood. B already. Retro Gaming Show.